Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here, back on Oakland A's franchise, and this is our first off-season episode. And I'm excited. This is going to be absolutely huge, crucial for our long-term success, I'm sure. I will state with the caveat, though, that I'm not sure on this roster, since it is a downloaded roster of MLB The Show 2024. I don't know if the contracts are all updated, so I just want to put that as a caveat here. So, like for example, Juan Soto going to the Yankees, I don't know like what that contract looks like, if he's going to show up as a free agent or not. But hopefully not. Hopefully, like the big players are taken care of, and this will be as realistic as possible. So, let's and again, philosophy, like I kind of set up episode one, the idea of this is that Jeff Fisher sold the team. I'm the new GM, so I'm making, these executive decisions. We're not, Moneyball just doesn't, I mean, it can work, but when it first was introduced, they were using statistics and data to pick their players as opposed to, the look and feel. That's kind of the vibe. Um, but now every team has deep statistical and data analysis. So those days of finding the diamonds in the rough are kind of gone. You can just everything's quantified. You can find good players. So and the good players are just good. Um, that's not to say that there's people that are overrated or underrated or anything, but the point being that in this franchise, we are going to spend our money. We are going to sign guys from, you know, probably no more than $15 million a year. That will be, huge. We're never going to have those max contract $30 million a year kind of guys. But we can still field a very competitive, very good team by drafting well, extending their contracts when we see that they're likely going to be long-term pieces in our organization, and by picking up some quality free agents. Maybe not the Juan Sotos, the Aaron Judge, the Otanis, kind of signings, but we'll find some good guys. So we start here with our exclusive free agents. First one being Alex Wood, our lefty starter, who performed well. A 3.52 ERA, 1.3 WHIP is a little high, but obviously didn't win many games. So, but he had the highest WAR of his career, or tied. FIP wasn't too bad. So, you know, given where the rest of our pitching is at, oh no, $13 million a year is probably not gonna be be it. That's probably not gonna be it. Even though a 3.5 ERA is good, he is improving still. He's not regressing yet. Do we think he replicates his best year yet? Doubtful. Um, I would be willing to. I'll offer him 10-5, and we'll see what happens. He'll probably go to free agency, and then maybe we can get him at the same price or cheaper. Drew Streckenrider had a phenomenal year, and even though he is 33, he is still progressing in some areas, regressing in others. But he only wants $3 million a year. I'm I'm happy to meet him at say like 3.5 for 2. Should sign that. And Aledmus Diaz, we do have a need at shortstop. Our shortstop position is not shored up. Um, if he's cheap, we'll do 1 year. I'd be willing to do 2.5 mil. That's fine. We look at that projected surplus, $152 million. We have some money. He's good defensively. He can hit lefties well. I think he got on base at a reasonable. Nope, he did not get on base well. But 1 year, prove it deal. We'll see if we can get him for 2.5 million. If not, we'll see what our other options are. Okay, so Mark Kotze is gone. I'm okay with that. What do we got here for managers? Obviously, I'm trying to collect a all A squad, all A attribute coaching staff, because that will entice some free agents to come to me. Nothing I'm seeing really crazy here. I mean, I think this first guy, Benji Dickinson, power. I don't need bunting, but you know, he's very good. We'll see if we can get him on. He wants 4 years, 6.5 million a year. Okay, sold. I want to lock him down. Okay, so we're going to offer him 7 million a year. Clutch and power. Our hitting coach is detrimental to us, so he's fired. What else we got? It doesn't have to be +3, obviously, across the board. You're not going to find that. I just want to hire someone who's not hurting the team. And this is fine. I don't care about bunting. We don't bunt. I'm going to offer a huge pretty high contracts. Try and get these guys on board. We need a pitching coach. Although our pitching was surprisingly good the previous season, we didn't have anyone that was just awful. This one we're going to do 2 years just so we don't have a bunch of expiring contracts all at the same time. But yeah, we're just looking. Our pitching was pretty good last year, and I think we can find some coaching that's going to improve the team. Now we need a third base coach. Again, just anything that's not hurting the team. Looks good. We'll do 4 years on him. And then, who is our farm director? Tim Koo. That's not bad. All right. So we'll see if any of those. I wish you could select because there's also the idea, right, that, well, here we go. So we might actually look at maybe getting a new stadium. Depending on what it looks like, because the whole thing one of the things with the A's was that they wanted a new stadium in Oakland. There was arguments with the team. So if we find one in here that looks like it could be in Oakland, we might shoot our shot on it. They wanted it by the bay, so if we have something, actually that's pretty close. I wish there was actually something I wish it was a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Surely there's something that looks like a real stadium That one could be close. These, some of these are also ridiculous. Just anything that looks like, what is this? You don't even get to see anything else. You just blank canvas. If I select this, yes, I don't want to save that. Okay. Okay, it's having a hard time learning. Okay, so created stadiums. Is that really it? That really is it. Okay. I think there was one that I think could pass for an Oakland stadium. I wonder if it'd be nice if you could just actually like create a stadium. This one kind of close. But I think that was really the only one that really caught my eye as a potential. If this one didn't have the giant tiger, that could be it. If it weren't for the bridge, could be one. And there's no real way to look at them. Okay. So we'll look at maybe doing that, maybe picking a new stadium in the upcoming years. Would if you're watching the VOD, or would love to get opinion on that from you guys. I guess we could go to a minor league stadium. I just wish, we want something that looks like an MLB ballpark. And some of these just look like a random field out in the middle of nowhere. I would like to see, because I actually used to live in Springfield, Missouri, where the minor league team for the Cardinals is. And this actually, no, except for the hills. If it was San Francisco, that would work. Maybe a minor league park is the way to go. Can I just get an oceanfront? I mean, close. All right, well, I'll look at maybe see if there's a way to create a stadium. I've just never tried, so we'll see. But if you're watching this as a VOD, I would love to get a comment or two, kind of get some opinions on what we should do there. But anyway, so let's go ahead and sim to free agency. We got a third base coach. We got our hitting coach. We got our pitching coach. And our manager is no longer considering our offer, which is kind of crazy. Looks like we still have our first base coach. So we need a manager. David Ross looks like he could be pretty good. Only -1 hits per 9. Carson Knight could help our pitching, because again, we don't bunt. So That's probably our best option. Or this. Plate discipline, K per 9, walks per 9. Sounds good. Do you want to be with the team for a while? He's 62, but he can be 66. We'll sim a little bit. First base coach. All right, now we go to qualifying offers. All right, looks like we're probably going to get Ed Mullins as our manager. Sounds good to me. All right, for our 40-man, what I really want to do is just clean up anyone on here who's not going to be on our actual 40-man. Like, who's not going to play? And honestly, so far, okay. He's not eligible for the Rule 5 draft, so he's off. I don't want to have to pass him through waivers, though. I wish I understood more, like when I can get someone off the 40-man without having to pass him through waivers, because he is one of our better prospects. Hogan Harris, not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I'm okay if he goes through waivers. Lawrence Butler is probably not going to be on the MLB squad. He's not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. We'll risk it for the biscuit. He's not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. That's why you have, if you don't know baseball that well, your 40-man roster is locked down. They can't just be. You're basically telling the rest of the MLB, this is our potential major league players. The rest of these guys, we're just kind of taking a chance. And we have 34 right now. Just need to make sure we have room for... Okay, so there's our 40-man. We'll probably add some more people as we get closer. Or we'll just look real quick. I'm just trying to sort on, who's going to... Oh my god, dude, this guy's going to be so good. I already know it. Like, who is good that we want to protect? And if you go to a player's attributes, go over to their contract, bottom right, eligible for the Rule 5 draft, no, that means that they can't be stolen. So no need to put them on. Okay, so Luis Morales is eligible for the Rule 5 draft. He's young, he's a B potential guy. I could easily see him, well, maybe not. So another thing is that if you pick up a player in the Rule 5 draft, so let's say I don't put him on the 40-man, he's unprotected. We go to the Rule 5 draft. The Pirates select Luis Morales. They now have to keep him at the MLB level. If they cut him, then he comes back to the team. So he's probably good enough that he could be picked up by a team. I don't think he would do well, but if there's a team out there desperate, maybe he's a long reliever for them. Just in case, I will add him to the 40-man. Okay. The rest of these guys, kind of same situation here. Okay, and then like these C potential guys, if they end up going, that's fine. Okay, so our 4-day mana is pretty much sorted. Oh, so many players for salary arbitration. Okay, so we're gonna offer arbitration on everyone that we want to keep. Basically, just matching their salary from the previous year. So we're going through, we're saying we'll match your salary from last year. We'll offer them an actual contract, and then later in the off season, you have an arbiter, an arbitrator, however you want to pronounce that, an arbitrator, who will meet with, say, a team representative and the player, and they'll look at what we offered them as in arbitration, and then the actual contract that we're going to offer. We're not offering him Dealis Guerrera. He's not going to get an offer. And say, this is what's better for you, so we're going to give the arbitration offer, or the contract that they offered, the long-term contract that they offered was better. So hopefully that made sense. But I also look at it as a way to possibly get some cheap players, because they have to either pick the previous year's salary, or they have to choose the salary that, the contract that we're offering them. And so we can really go low and hope that in either way we get someone really cheap. So, okay, Blackburn. What do we do with Blackburn? Didn't have a great year. He is regressing. I think we go with a 1 year deal. I'll give you 3 million, 3.5. I think that was 2 years. 2 years. We anticipate that Trent Grisham is going to be part of our long-term plans. He didn't bat exceptionally well last year. We know this, but I have a lot of faith. So we will start with, say, we'll start with a 3-year deal. It should be really easy to get him relatively cheap. So if he ends up sucking and we have to trade him away, it'll be easy to move that contract. Situation with JP Sears, not a great year. Short-term deal in case we have to move him. Dylan Carlson, improving quite a bit. Hits lefties extremely well, good on defense. Oh, goodness. Big difference between the price tag doubles between 2 years and 3 years. But if he continues to perform well, it might cost me even more. Let's go 3 years. He is going to be our an everyday guy. And we'll offer him 4 million. If they do decide to go with the arbitration offer, right, and they select their previous year's salary, then we do this all over again next year. Caprillion, decent year last year. Probably warrants a 2-year deal. He wants $1.5 million. I'll do 1.3. Seth Brown, just a guy that's been a member of the old guard here. He was here when the team was successful. I personally like Seth Brown. I want him to do well. So we're just going to give him a quality contract. Abraham Toro actually had his best year last year, although it wasn't great. But he's just, so many of these guys are just maybe on the cusp of, being an everyday starter on most teams. Just kind of have to see how they go. So going to be a lot of 2 and 3 year deals for, relatively cheap amount. We also have to realize we can't cut everyone. We're actually pretty deep in the outfield, so we're just going to do a 1 year deal. Maybe somebody gets injured. We need someone to protect, our rookies as they developed. I think Sean Newcomb, no, I was going to say, I think we ended up sending him down to AAA at some point during the year, but he is getting better, so we need to give him time to develop. We'll give him a decent contract offer. Austin Pruitt, I think, did really well. Yep, 2.43 ERA. Look at the hits per 9, goes up +7. It just sucks that he's 34 years old. Like, how much longer do we think he's going to be a quality player before he starts regressing? We'll offer Anthony Kay, $1 million, and then Diolis Guerrera, no contract offer for you, sir. Okay, now for another fun part. These are players that if we don't sign them here, they're going to become free agents. We have an ass load of money and an ass load of players. Most of these guys down here, we're just going to auto through. But this is a huge one. Zach Geloff, phenomenal season last year, hitting almost 300. Had a OPS of 856. Stole some bases, hit 24 home runs, had some triples, 39 doubles, a WAR of 4.6. This guy is someone that could be a future star of the team. And so we want to lock him down before he has a chance, because if he keeps developing, gets better and better, it's going to cost more and more down the road. So we are going to assume he is going to continue to do extremely well. We're going to offer him a 7-year deal. He wants 5.8. And this takes a long time. This UI could probably be improved. But we're actually going to up the offer. Actually, we're going to give him a 6-year deal. And we are going to do it front loaded. So it'll be more expensive up front. But that means later on, if he regresses, if he doesn't turn out to be that player we think he's going to be, his contract will be much cheaper and it'll be easier to trade. It'll also give us room later down the road to sign our young developing players that we need extended contracts for. We can get bigger name free agents. So kind of a little bit of future planning there. Something I like to do when I'm offering long-term contracts is front load them. Ruiz is an interesting case because obviously he was awful last year. Didn't really, he progressed everywhere except for contact, I guess, but we'll give him a 2-year deal. $750K is pretty cheap, so we'll offer that. Ryan Noda is the only first baseman we have. We'll do 2 years, and we'll match his desire of $1 million. Again, we have a ton of depth in the outfield. He's a good defensive piece. But at $1 million, easy. Mason Miller didn't perform well, but progressed a lot. So there's a chance this year could be his breakout year. So I'm going to take a bit of a reach and go 4 years. We will match his desired 2.3 million. He's going to be in the rotation, and we're going to front load it. Ronnie Maraschino, we got him via trade. Progressed really well, played really well. 220 at bats, hit 272. You know, I feel really good about that. And this is another guy we expect to be a star for us. And at only $4 million to take us until he's 30 years old, I think this is a no-brainer for me and for the team. All right, so we're going to match him. He's going to be an everyday player, not a platoon player, and we are going to front load it. Curtis Mead, another trade piece that we got. He is behind Zach Geloff, but he might be taking over first base if he performs better than Noda. He is regressing a little bit versus lefties, though, so we'll see. Probably not going to go like that, 5, 6, 7 year deal, but I think 4 years to kind of see how he progresses. It's only $1 million. I'm okay with that. Logan Davidson. Again, we really need help at shortstop, so we'll keep him around just to kind of see, maybe he develops. Kyle Muller. Every team needs lefties, and he looks like, he could be close to he's in contention for being in the rotation. We'll do a cheap 3-year deal. Pozo did really well as our backup catcher. $600K a year, easy money. All right, so Joe Boyle's on waivers, so we can't re-sign him. Soderstrom, 22 years old, A potential. Well, has he always been A potential? There's no way, right? I feel like his potential must have went up last year, or like during the course of the year. Otherwise, I feel like I would have noticed that. But yeah, we're also going to bet large on him. We're gonna go with an 8-year deal. He's gonna be an everyday guy. We're gonna front load this contract. And now we have to sit here and listen to this sound while it slowly ticks up. But he was one of only 2 or 3 All-Stars on our MLB roster. So we definitely want to keep him around. And I am going to, hold on. Okay. Hopefully that reduces that awful sound. Okay. I don't know when you were in the MLB last year. I don't think you were. But you seem to be progressing well. So sure, do your deal. Lawrence Butler's on waivers. Nick Allen. This is tough. Again, we just need help at shortstop, but he just can't hit the ball. Most pitchers you're going to face are righties, and he can't hit righties. We'll keep him around for another couple years. Just hope that maybe he progresses. Hogan Harris is on waivers. And then the rest of these guys are going to be just basically renewing from their rookie task. Oh my god. So most of these should be able to go through. I'm confused. When did he start? When did he have 12 games for us? Oh, that was last year. He has good stuff, but like the idea that I would. Okay, whatever. Gunner apparently was in the MLB at some point, and I don't know why we want to offer him $750,000. There we go. You get 100K. So I just want to make sure that these are just one-year deals and that they're not ridiculous. Jordan Diaz could be our future first baseman, but most likely just a depth piece. We'll extend him out a little bit. JJ actually hit pretty well, but in the minors last year. Hit well in the minors. As you can see, +9 and +8 to his contact rating. Someone who could potentially show something in a couple years. We are going to extend him 3 years in hopes that he does continue to progress. Again, he would be battling our new rookie first round signing for that left field or corner outfield position. What are these contracts? Some of these guys, man, they're just not good and they're getting paid. But we need to fill out our roster. You never know how someone's going to develop. I don't know how you get this. .40 ERA. No thanks. The problem is relief pitchers, like good relief pitchers, are hard to come by. So even though your relief pitching may not be great, you pretty much have to sign everyone just to fill out your minor league rosters and stuff. And maybe they end up doing something in the minors and get some big attribute boosts. But more than likely, they just kind of chill down there. So throw them some money, keep them on the team, keep your roster full. The rest of these, hopefully, are just going to be like this guy. Why is it saying we want to... Ugh. This is crazy. $650 a year. I mean, we have the money, and again, just need to fill out these roster spots. So I'm okay with it now, but like future years, when people are going to be competing for actual time, no way that these guys get this kind of money in the future. And maybe they don't accept, but finally, so much clicking through those. Jeez Louise. All right. Give me just 1 second here. I just doing something off the screen. Okay. And now, Jesus Christ, that took forever. Now's the big thing, free agency. All right, so the thing you need to know about free agency is like when you're looking here, when it says contract status, qualifying offer made. That means the team that they were with, in this case, the Dodgers. That means they have offered him a big contract to stay on for one more year. I think it's like 20 something million dollars. So they've offered that to him. And if you sign him, then you have to give, in this case, the Dodgers, one of your draft picks. So we want to avoid that because we need our draft picks. We need to develop through the draft. But we would love to find a potential ace for our team. Looking for someone like an Eric Lauer. Looking for someone who is 30 or below, who is obviously not regressing, and maybe won't cost us a ton of money. So, didn't perform super well last year, but he has a pretty good ceiling. His FIP was lower than his ERA. So that means he got a little unlucky with his defense. Looks like he just walked a lot of people, but his walks per nine has improved. Let's see how much it would cost to get Eric Lauer. $9 million. Now, it doesn't mean we actually have to pay him $9 million. It means that's his ideal contract. I would be okay with a 2-year deal for now. We're gonna, pull this back to say 7.5. Okay, I did not see that. The Brewers already offered him $8 million a year. I'm okay with that. I was just trying to get him a little cheaper, but 2 years, we'll up that to $9 million. That should get us in the running. He still might not accept that because we're the A's and no one likes us. Frankie Montas, who was originally an Oakland A. Who else we got? So we did already offer Alex Wood. The idea that we offered him $10 million and he wants like 13 is pretty ridiculous. Although he had a good year. I just don't think he's going to replicate it. That's the thing. The rest of these guys, these 33, 35-year-old starting pitchers. Oh, Mike Soroka. Thing is, we already have guys that are like a 70, 72 overall, B potential kind of guys. I don't want to sign someone for $7 million a year to play in AAA. So we're going to pass. And that's probably going to be it. Looks like this guy, Colby Allard, was just not on a team last year. That's why he regressed so much. But he looks okay. He's probably better than most AAA starters that we have. He's relatively young. We're going to offer 3 years, dirt cheap contract, $1.5 million. I guess it's not dirt cheap, but I'm just thinking he could develop. He looks intriguing. It's nice to have some lefties. He only regressed because he just wasn't on a team. So maybe with some play time, he improves. Okay, I think this guy would have been a rookie free agent. Throws gas, doesn't walk anyone. Only 20 years old. He could actually develop into something. So we're going to offer him. Remember, we need guys for the future too. Okay, relief pitchers. Do we have any? Who do we have? Okay, so we do have a couple lefties. I mean, our bullpen was actually not bad. So unless there's someone out here that just like really catches my eye, looks like Phil Maton had a great year last year. I mean, really, any of these guys would probably be pretty good additions. Jonathan Loizaga, I think. Oh, I thought he used to be an A, but maybe not. Looks like he's been pretty good. He would definitely be one of our better relievers. Do any of these top guys kind of tickle the pickle? How old was Jonathan? 29. Jorge Lopez had a phenomenal year last year. 58 innings pitched, 1.8 ERA. That's kind of disgusting. But his FIP was high. That means he just had really good defense. Now, Phil Maton had a really good year. They offered him Tampa Bay offered him $6 million a year. I'd be willing to go 7 for 2. 7 for 2. How do you feel about that, Phil Maton? And actually, we could sweeten the deal by saying that he is our closer. Because if you remember, dude, this guy just looks goofy as hell, and I love it every time. Actually, if we could get Andrew Chafin, 1 year, $5 million, he just does not want to be on this team. But if you remember, Zach Jackson, our scheduled closer, or the guy who's, listed as our closer, all-star, and then just absolutely shit the bed at the end of the season. Josh Hader. Who is this guy? And why was he not picked up? 28 years old, B potential, lefty. Looks very good. Okay, I definitely want to sign him. Oh man, Trevor May. The bane of my existence as an actual A's fan. Six seven? I kind of want to sign him just because he's 6'7". But probably not the best idea. I don't know. It probably wouldn't be the worst idea to have a couple extra closing pitchers laying around. We have our rookie. Let's go ahead and sign these two guys. Kind of just for shits and giggles kind of thing. We don't need any catchers. Our catching situation is sorted, I think. We have plenty of depth. Okay. We have quite a few offers out there already. Some of these guys are just potential, growth pieces in the future. But we do need a first baseman. But we're not just going to sign the top guy and be like, oh, good, now we have a first baseman, right? We need people that are going to compete. We have some options, so we don't have to pick anyone, but at the very least, some depth pieces. Like Sean Lima. Why was he not signed by a team? His defense is terrible, but he can hit the ball. Good enough for me. Bak Ho Kang. Another super young guy. B potential. Okay, well there's our depth pieces right there. I'm confident that they will sign. And they're both very young with B potential. Okay. The one thing I do have to watch out for is I don't go over the total number of players that I'm allowed to have, and that worries me. So, actually, what we might do, real quick, we're going to go back to these tenured contracts, and we are going to withdraw these offers. I can find these kind of players. Well, but like 31 years old, like we can find that as a free agent. I would rather make sure that I have the kind of guys we need. I'm okay with going and signing 8 relief pitchers, or possibly even going to our starting pitchers and converting some of them to relievers. Okay, so now that should free up enough spots that I don't have to worry about having too many players when I sign everyone, because then you have to put in all the offers all over again, and it's so annoying. Okay, now then, we are set at first base, but he can also play second and third. I think we're okay, because it would have to be someone that was just drastically better than who we already had. We could bring Chappie back, who had a really good year last year. Well, a pretty good year. 750 OPS, only 17 home runs, so he just didn't hit the ball. Didn't have as many home runs as he would normally have. But former platinum glove winner, beats the shit out of lefties. Is there? I thought there was a way where it would show you who you already had. Oh, here we go, roster. So we have Maraschino, of course. Don't care about Abraham Toro or Jonah Bride. So he's like 10 overall points higher. But we just extended Maraschino out. You know, maybe if he would have had an insane year, maybe we pick him up. I just, it's like he is better, but we just extended Maraschino. I don't want to, I think I'm okay. All right. Now, shortstop, where we actually really need someone. What are our options? Garrett Hampson. Interesting option here. Apparently can bunt is like the greatest bunter of all time. Hit the ball pretty well. Certainly better than any of our players. Utility piece, can play the whole infield and outfield. Got on base pretty well. We have Logan Davison, Nick Allen, and Jacob Wilson. Just not, just not good options. I guess technically we did offer on Aledmus Diaz, but we could easily cut him. Starlin Castro could be an option on a 1-year deal. He's regressing heavily, but you can play the entire infield. It looks like he would be a get on base kind of guy. Is that going to be enough to develop our younger guys? Hard to say. Huh, this is interesting. Free agent rookie who has a crazy, like really good bat skills for a 19-year-old. Pretty good on defense. But it's like, as soon as we sign him, does he just start regressing because he's a deep potential player? That would be my worry. And certainly doesn't have the upside of as our younger shortstop. So realistically, it's Garrett Hampson or Tim Anderson probably. Here's another B potential. Like, what is up with all these rookie free agents that like don't get signed? 22-year-old with B potential. I'm gonna sign him just as a depth piece, and I can cut someone who's, a CD potential guy. But look at that. He blasts the shit out of lefties already. 69 power as a rookie is pretty good. And he's good on defense. So, do we have are there any shortstops on the trade block? No. And not many infielders either. So, trade block is not an option. And okay, but now hear me out. Chapman can play shortstop. This would be amazing. We can bring Matt Chapman back to Oakland, where he started his career, had some of his best years, would be a huge fan favorite, gives us some time since he's 30 years old, so we can probably get 2 or 3 productive years out of him for our young guys. The Giants offered him 31 over 4. I think 4 years might be a little too much. Let's go 3 years. How much did I say? 31 over 4. So 31 over 4 is 7.8 a year. So we'll go 3 years and 8.5. We'll front load it. And do we say he's a star? I mean, he would be the best player on our roster. I think he'd be a fan favorite. We're going after Matt Chapman, and we're going to put him at shortstop, or maybe Maraschino at short if he can play short. We made a ton of trades for outfielders. So really the only thing we would probably go after is Cody Bellinger, who had a phenomenal year. Holy cow. How much would it cost to get Cody Bellinger? $16 million a year. We have the space for it. But I mean, we traded and extended the guys that we traded for. Four for $59 million. What is that? 4 for 59. That's $14 million a year. Very tempting. I think he would be a great addition. But after making those trades, I want to see my trades pan out. You know, I traded for a reason. So we still, you know, Eric Lauer is going to be hopefully our addition to the to our rotation. Maybe Alex Wood takes our $10 million offer. He wants like 13, 15 million, which to me seems a little bit much. But we're going to go to the calendar. Oh, this is what I was afraid of. The Athletics have reached their maximum roster size and cannot sign any more free agents. Any outstanding offers have been withdrawn. Would you like to stop simulating? Oh, so annoying. Yes, we want to stop simulating. Ed Mullins accepted the Blue Jays offer as a manager. So, and now I have to go through and do all the free agent offers again. That's so annoying. And then also we got to figure out who we're going to cut on our team. So, first thing, we still need a manager. Is there anyone that just doesn't hurt the team at all? Speed, reaction, plate vision, K per 9 break and stealing. Again, we don't bunt. So if it hurts bunting, I'm not worried about it. Fielding reaction, clutch and break. Sure. Will you please just accept the offer? I know no one wants to manage the A's, but I promise as GM, I'm building you a good roster. We're getting there. And why do I have... All right. Who do I need to cut? All right. I have way too many starting pitchers. I have 25 starting pitchers. Wow. All right, Jack Cushing gone. Adrian Martinez gone. I thought just by not offering on these players that they would be off the roster, but I guess not. So we're just going to go through, release these guys. Freeing up a lot of room. Although I am going to need to fill that out. But I think we're going to do that simply by coming over here. And taking some of these starting pitchers and we did get Eric Lauer, so that's good. So now who's out? Bauer Lauer, the Bauer Lauer duo. Sears, Blackburn, Mason Miller, Caprillion. Those were our starters last year. Don't think Kyle Moeller, was he in the mix? No. We could go for a trade, right? We could package, say, like Trevor Bauer, Blackburn, and maybe and Caprillion for a potential player. Let's see what offers we can get on that. So we said Trevor Bauer. Oh, they're not signed to a contract. Okay. So now that we cut some, are there any? I mean, all these guys are super young with reasonable potential. So I think we just move them to relief pitchers. Closing pitchers look kind of stacked, to be honest. A lot of young guys with potential. We could actually move, after signing this guy, even though Zach Jackson was an all-star, he shit the bed at the end of the season. And that's much more what I was expecting. So we could certainly look to trade him. Yeah, we just have a lot of players. Most of them not the worst. Honestly, we have, a lot of C and B potential guys. Drew Swift. He's off the team. Just looking to cut some of these deep potential guys. Marino was someone that we actually drafted, and he actually has some power. So I kind of want to keep him around and see what happens. But 28 years old, deep potential, released. I think, what would it take? Oh, it can't be released. Where are you at, Miguel Andujar? We're going to withdraw the offer. Oh, you can't withdraw arbitration. Dang. All right, whatever. All right, well. So I think we actually got, so I know we got our starting pitcher we were going after. I thought we had gone after one of these guys. But I don't remember who it was, and I think maybe it was Hoffman. Yeah, because it was someone we offered. Maybe we already signed them. No. Okay. So, God, I can't remember who it was. It must have been Jorge Lopez. Okay, so we're going to offer him 2 years, 4.9. That puts us at the top. We'll see. No, we offer. Let's see, and then Matt Chapman. That's who. Okay, so we didn't get Chapman yet. We wanted 3 years. I think we said like 9.5. We're gonna front load it. He's gonna be our star player. Surely he'll accept that. And I think that was it. I think that was it. Okay. So finally, we have a manager. We'll sim through a week. The Pirates want to give us an offer. Luis Medina for Edward Olivares. This is actually interesting. 28 years old. How is he only a 73 overall? Because his fielding and reaction are so low? The thing is we have a bunch of outfielders. But he might be better than some of them. He only had 83 at-bats for the season last year, but he was phenomenal in those 83 at-bats. And we would give up Luis Medina, 24 years old, B potential 67 overall. So it seems like a pretty fair trade. We do have a lot of pitching prospects. Like, look at around him. Stuart Orr, our rookie this year. Gunnar Hoglund. A bunch of C. You got our A potential guy down here. So, like, Luis Morales, who's, 3 years younger and better. I am actually going to accept this trade. Yeah, I think we're good on pitchers. I'm okay with giving away one of our guys. 40 roster needs to be set. I think we already went through that. Let's look at our free agencies. It didn't even show us, but we got Matt Chapman. Chappie is coming back to Oakland. The Oakland A's get one of their stars from whenever they were making a run in the playoffs from previous years. He is now the highest rated player on our team. We also add Phil Maton. That was the guy. That was a relief pitcher we were going for, who's going to be our new closer. We had Eric Lauer. We had Jorge Lopez. So we had two really good relievers, a pretty good starting pitcher. We offer a huge deal on Geloff. He's now signed for the next 7 years. We add Chapman, who's going to play short or third for us. We signed Livan Monello, unsigned free agent, meaning unsigned from a previous year, but he could very well be our closer because Zach Jackson could easily be a trade piece because he really fell off the last half of the season. I am liking where this is going. Great offseason so far. Our contracts. Okay, we can finally get these guys now that they've made it through waivers. Okay. We're going to sim a little bit. Nope, not simulating, or not stopping simulating. Okay, we don't have any more offers on players. We're just going to go through again and see. Clayton Kershaw has no offers. it would cost us somewhere between 25 to 30 million dollars for 1 year to have Clayton Kershaw. Is it worth it? Probably not. Like, if we were a contender, then maybe we go after Clayton Kershaw. But I don't want the Angels to get Marcus Stroman though. He's been, oh man, that's tough. That's so tough. And we don't get Alex Wood, but that's okay because I don't want to pay him. Oh, now he only wants 11. Oh, okay, yeah. You're not getting $13 million a year, bro. I don't know what you're thinking. Okay. Continue simulating. I mean, he had one bad inning, but I mean, he's 36 years old. It's okay. All right. How much do we think Dick Lovelady, like best name on the planet, how much do we think Dick Lovelady is gonna progress in the next, say, 4 years? You know what? I'm okay with finding out. We'll offer him 2 years. And if we have the space, we'll go ahead and offer. Okay. I just really needed to make space. Okay. What's next? So we go to the winter meetings. All right. All of our arbitration is set. Yeah. Feel pretty good about that. We'll go to the Rule 5 draft. Yeah, we do want to see the draft lottery because we have a chance. Do we get the number one overall pick? Fingers crossed, toes crossed. Come on, MLB The Show. And we fall 2 spots. We have the 4 pick, so it's definitely not bad. But look at the Giants jumping up 9 spots to rob us of our 2 seed. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, but 4 is not bad. 4 is not bad. Higher than we were this year. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. Who's the worst player? Cole Irving? It's funny, he would be like a stud on our team. All right, anyway. All right, so we're going to go to the Rule 5 draft. Oh. Why is he... So we sign him, but he doesn't automatically go on our 40-man? That's really weird. I mean, I'm certainly glad then that so we signed him. He just didn't make the 40-man, and I'm okay with taking him. This player is already in your organization and cannot be drafted. So why is he showing up here? Someone please explain it. Okay. So then I guess we don't take him because we can't, but he's there and hope that no one else takes him. And then the Nationals take him. I don't want to use a ton of curse words. But you already know. He went to the Nationals. We're trading for him. You need a starting pitcher, a relief pitcher. We have a billion second baseman. And you want a second baseman. What do you want? Robert Poisson. Now those two I don't think are actually worth it, as he's a B potential and a 76 overall. So just to make sure that it's fair, oh, we still don't have Zach Jackson in our contract. I mean, he's progressing very nicely. And they need a catcher. He could be a catcher. There you go. That's probably a more fair deal, protecting the PC from itself. That was just really frustrating. Okay. So we got our guy back. All right, so Clayton Kershaw finally got offers. Hopefully he doesn't go to the Angels, as they are in our division, and we don't want to have to face him multiple times a year. On to the arbitration hearings. Yankees get Royce Lewis. Red Sox get Cody Bellinger. Well, he's out of our hair. Padres get Blake Snell, which is funny because the Padres did get Blake Snell. Clayton Kershaw becomes an Oriole. Interesting. Any other interesting free agents left? We could bring Nick Ahmed in, but again, we're set. I feel really good about the decisions we made. I think we got some great pieces. So, all right, so arbitration hearing for Zach Jackson. The panel sided with Jackson. He gets 1.5 million, 1.488 million. Miguel Andujar, they side with him. He gets 1.5 million. Dylan Carlson, they sided with him. He gets 1.8. Now we go to spring training. Anthony Kay, they side arbitration panel sides with him. He gets 1.1 mil. Abraham Toro, the arbitration panel sides with him too, 1.8 million. Trent Grisham gets 3.9. I think we're good, right? We don't have anyone to sign. We got all of our contracts. And now we're in spring training. So, overall, according to this little snapshot, it looks like our team doesn't necessarily improve too much overall. But trust me when I say we are drastically improved. I feel really good. I know this view doesn't look good either, but we're fielding competitive players. Let's go ahead and sim. Let's see, just trying to think time-wise. Okay, so this is what we'll do. We will sim through spring training, take a look at who's performing well during spring training, and keep that in mind for when we start the regular season in the next episode and are setting our lineups and everything. So we'll just auto fix everything. We don't really care because the computer's going to ruin everything anyway. So we go right around 500, 12 and 14. All right. Trevor Bauer off to a good start. Eric Lauer off to a great start. Blackburn. Okay. Sears sucks. Mason Miller right where he left off, and he's cold. Caprillion looks good. Kyle Muller's okay. These guys didn't get actually any innings. In relief, Phil Maton, who will be our closer, I think. Looking good so far. I mean, obviously these are small sample size, but I like what I see so far. I'm also probably going to go through, take some of these C potential guys and make them relievers. We'll do the off stream now. Our closers, Zach Jackson gets 9 innings of work, posted 3 ERA, which is not bad. Manello, we'll see how he progresses. And this is interesting. So Yohel Pazzo is higher rated. Oh, because of his fielding rating. His fielding rating is like 13 higher. That's why. But he's batting better than Soderstrom to start. That's okay. Soderstrom 1,000% is going to be our guy. We did sign him to a very long contract. We feel really good about him. Ryan Noda. Holy cow, 351 with 4 dingers? Okay. Is this a breakout year for him? That'd be phenomenal. Geloff, okay. Not stellar, but okay. Okay, Maraschino can play short. So we might have him playing shortstop. Okay. So, all in all, kind of what we expected. Small sample size, of course, for these guys. It's nice to see Ruiz hitting the ball reasonably well. 241. Dylan Carlson had 2 home runs in only. That's good to see, considering he doesn't have a ton of power. Did anyone have more than just like 1 home run? Or 2 for Dylan Carlson? Ryan Noda, yeah. Could be interesting. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind for next episode when we set our lineups and embark on season 2 of Oakland A's franchise. I know it doesn't look like we improved that much, but trust me when I say we did. We got a lot younger with a lot more talent and a much higher ceiling than what we had. I said it once, I'll say it. I've said it a couple times actually already. I'll say it again. I anticipate our first season to be garbage, our second one to be better, and I think our third season we're playoff hunting, and our fourth season and beyond we are going to be consistent contenders for a world championship. So hang tight. Appreciate you following along with the series. I am really enjoying this game and making this content. I could keep streaming for hours, but I know most people probably aren't going to sit down and watch a 4-hour video. So probably actually going to switch over and start streaming some Call of Duty. So if you like Call of Duty, feel free to stick around, or go and watch the video of the replay. But thank you all so much for your time, and have a good day.